truly one of the most magical places in all of Malaysia has to be the Cameron Highlands.
The service was amazing and they were all very friendly and helpful, helping us to change tanks, giving us fresh fruits and drinks, and those free cup noodles on board. The packed lunch was also different every day and so good. And I've never had a dive school give us ponchos after
And this spot right outside turned out to be the best place to take your sunrise photos, as it was the only unblocked spot with panoramic views. As it turned out, we later discovered that it wasn't the summit, as we still had more stairs to climb. Trails are about 10% of the height. You will come across another station, and I also found this giant
I gave a local full control of my day in Kuala Lumpur. Here's how it went. This is Celestine. She's born and raised here, and she built our whole itinerary around things that I told her that I was into before we even met. I found her through Find a Local, which connects travelers with locals in cities around the world, and as a solo female traveler, I love that I could choose a woman to be my guide.
Assalamualaikum dan salam sejahtera. Selamat datang ke channel Update MOSA. Di sini kami membawakan pelbagai kisah menarik, fakta unik dan destinasi terbaik untuk anda semua. Kali ini, kita akan menjelajah beberapa tempat paling cantik dan estetik di Malaysia yang menjadi kegemaran pelancong tempatan mahupun antarabangsa. Dari bangunan ikonik, alam semula jadi yang memukau hinggalah lokasi yang sangat Instagrammable, semuanya ada di Malaysia. Jangan ke mana-mana kerana mungkin destinasi impian anda ada dalam video ini.
Kuala Lumpur, Bukit Bintang. We're in Bukit Bintang right now. And I'm loving Malaysia so much. You know, coming from London and India, you always tend to compare the places you go, right? People are amazing, food is incredible, great infrastructure, the quality of life here is incredible. Just look at it. Vinay has a huge love for keychains. He got 4. I'll give you some money back.
Okay.
If it is for Vinay, Vinay can start a shop of his own of keychains. Do you want to buy the entire store?
Yes.
Yes. Take the money. Thank you.
Let's go on another long weekend side quest. This time we went to Dungo Island over the long weekend.
We loved Ipoh. Most people online say to spend 1 or 2 nights max here. I've seen it called a ghost town, boring, or even just a transit stop before the Cameron Highlands. And to that I would say Cod's wallet. I've literally never said that before in my life, but we spent 4 nights here and absolutely fell in love with the place. I would say we are definitely slower travellers and we do tend to prefer a bit of a calmer pace, but to us Ipoh felt like the chilled out, laid back cousin of Georgetown. It was still full of colour, street art, murals, cute cafes, markets, just with less crowds and less people people. The cave temples in this region are also absolutely phenomenal. You definitely have to visit them. We also visited Mirror Lake, which we thought was a little bit overrated, but to be fair, we didn't pay for the boat ride, and I think that is probably what makes the experience. If you're on a time crunch, then 1 or 2 days is enough, but I would say don't write it off for a longer stay just because the internet has branded it as boring. I have heard that only boring people get bored. The people here are fantastic, and if you're lucky, you might even get invited to a wedding like we did. So if you're currently building a Malaysia itinerary, then let this be your sign to include Ipoh. Okay, love you, bye!
Seremban.
I gave a local full control of my day in Kuala Lumpur. Here's how it went. This is Celestine. She's born and raised here, and she built our whole itinerary around things that I told her that I was into before we even met. I found her through Find a Local, which connects travelers with locals in cities around the world, and as a solo female traveler, I love that I could choose a woman to be my guide. She had the whole day mapped out, but we did make a few pivots, like moving the indoor stops to the morning when it was raining, and added a few fun stops as we happened to be in the neighborhood. Along with the more known spots like Thian Ho Temple, one of the largest Chinese temples in Southeast Asia, and the KL Towers for panoramic views, we also went to a local spot for an authentic Malaysian lunch, did a canopy walk in the KL Eco Park, and walked through the coolest neighborhoods. Spending a day with a local meant I learned firsthand about life in Kuala Lumpur and heard personal stories of places that we passed, like the school she went to and parks she visited when she was younger. We finished the day with cocktails at a back alley speakeasy that I definitely would not have found on my own, while she was giving me recommendations for the rest of my stay there. This was such a cool experience, and I feel like I got to know Kuala Lumpur way more than I would have any other way. Find a Local has guides all over the world, so check them out at the link in my bio to find one for your next trip.
Malaysia sememangnya kaya dengan lokasi yang menakjubkan. Pulau Perhentian di Terengganu menawarkan air laut yang jernih seperti kristal dengan pasir putih yang mempesonakan. Masjid Putra di Putrajaya pula menjadi simbol seni bina Islam moden yang begitu indah, terutama ketika matahari terbenam. Jika anda sukakan suasana sejuk, Cameron Highlands menyajikan ladang teh menghijau yang menenangkan. Manakala di Kuala Lumpur, Menara Merdeka 118 dan Menara Berkembar Petronas menjadi mercu tanda moden yang sangat estetik untuk bergambar, terutama pada waktu malam.
This is my first day in Kuala Lumpur. I want to explore, but I don't want to bargain, so yeah, my Asian version of me. How to explore the city. It's just get lost. Just don't use a mobile phone. Don't use it. Just go.
It's pretty in pink.
We just made it to country number 4, Malaysia.
And we are at the Putra Mosque. Putra.
So apparently, this is one of the newer mosques out in Putrajaya, Malaysia. And it was built in 1997. It sits right on this lake.
It can hold 15,000 people.
The architecture at all of these religious sites that we've been to out in Southeast Asia so far
Are stunning. It's like, wow. It has 5 pillars representing the 5 pillars of Islam.
Again, it's our first time at a mosque, so
Ever.
if you guys have any tips or any other mosques out in Malaysia while we're here, let us know. We're trying to immerse ourselves in every single culture in every single country that we go to. There's really beauty everywhere that you go in the world. And sometimes the media wants to tell you otherwise, don't they?
That's very true.
I chose Penang Hill to train for Everest Base Camp, but I did not know it was this beautiful. It's pretty convenient to get to and no permits or guides are needed to hike. Look out for signs to the Heritage Trail on the left of the Penang Hill funicular station. Follow the path which will lead you to the top of the Chinese temple. And don't forget to look back for the views. We started at 7 a.m. and there were already people hiking up too, so we just followed them. Trail starts from this sign that says Bukit Bendera, and from here on out it's a flight of very steep, never-ending stairs. It took us about an hour to reach what we thought was the summit, which was also a train station and had a toilet. And this spot right outside turned out to be the best place to take your sunrise photos, as it was the only unblocked spot with panoramic views. As it turned out, we later discovered that it wasn't the summit, as we still had more stairs to climb. Trails are about 10% of the hike. You will come across another station, and I also found this giant millipede. It's a pretty steep climb the rest of the way to the top, where you will come across a huge hawker center. I immediately ordered an XL watermelon juice. The summit is actually a pretty large area and the views are nice but a bit touristy, so we just grabbed more fruit juice and made our way down quickly. It's the same way back down, so you have an option to take the train from here, but we decided to hike down instead for more training. It took us about 5 hours, which meant we're still in time for lunch back in Georgetown. This place was famous for their nasi lemak and Hainanese chicken chop, but I was surprised at how delicious their traditional bread was as well. After exploring and taking pictures with the street art, our final stop was at this cafe, which had really pretty pastries, but my favorite was their homemade kombucha, which was a perfect refreshing ending to our very hot hike.
When my husband told me we were going to Malaysia, I had no idea it would look like this. The gatekeeping going on in Malaysia is seriously working. We went for an afternoon walk and found this stunning restaurant right on the water. It's perfect if you've got kids because you're sitting on sand, so just bring some sand toys and everyone is happy. Food was incredible and the vibes even better. Definitely add this to the list if you're traveling to Penang.
Truly one of the most magical places in all of Malaysia has to be the Cameron Highlands. I am on a tea plantation right now and just look at this view. There are so many plants everywhere you look, brought over by the British in the 1920s, but has certainly become such a big industry here. The tea is delicious, and what's also great is that the temperature is 10 to 15 degrees cooler than Kuala Lumpur. So in the hot season, it is a welcome respite. The nature is amazing. The pace of life is much slower. So definitely recommend visiting.
Keindahan Malaysia adalah satu anugerah yang perlu kita hargai bersama. Jika anda berkunjung ke mana-mana destinasi ini, jagalah kebersihan, hormati budaya setempat dan peliharalah alam sekitar agar generasi akan datang turut dapat menikmati keindahannya. Kongsikan juga tempat estetik kegemaran anda di ruangan komen kerana mungkin ia akan menjadi destinasi dalam video kami yang seterusnya. Terima kasih kerana menonton. Jangan lupa like, share dan subscribe supaya anda tidak terlepas lebih banyak fakta dan destinasi menarik. Jumpa lagi dalam video akan datang. Assalamualaikum dan salam sejahtera.